Today we're going to be going over how to change out your hat system on your Butterfly Mini and putting on your flat system. So for the first thing, we're going to go ahead and actually remove our current cap that's on here. So we'll take this guy off, and that'll just leave us with our cap system. So as you can see here, we have a little Phillips screw, and I'll go ahead and zoom in on that for you here. So that little Phillips screw right there is going to be what we're removing on this left side here. So for this screw, we'll just get a standard Phillips screwdriver, and we'll go ahead and get this bad boy threaded out. So this will thread all the way out. So once you have it threaded out, you can go ahead and remove this Phillips screw here. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So on the opposite side here, you can see we have that same Phillips screw right there that we're going to be removing. So this guy here, we'll go ahead and do the same thing, and we'll just thread this out nice and easy. So once you've gotten both of these Phillips screws out from the top section, we can go ahead and focus on the bottom here. So once we've gotten those Phillips screws removed on both sides, you can see down here on the bottom, these two guys here, they're going to be little flathead connections. So we're just going to use a standard flathead screwdriver here. And these guys will just fit into these little slots right here. I don't know if you can see where I'm tapping, but right there on the corner there. So we'll get these screws loosened up, and you can typically just give them a couple turns and they'll become hand loose. So these actually won't thread all the way out. So we can just go ahead and thread these down until it gives that little drop right there. So, and we'll do the same thing right here. So we'll get this guy threaded out. And we'll give it to the point where it does that little drop as well. So now that we've got that side done, we'll go ahead and hop to the other side. So on this other side, we're going to have two more of the same style of screws. So we'll just use this flathead again here, and we'll get that loosened up until we can hand thread them. Same thing on this other side. So once we've gotten these loosened, we can just go ahead and thread these out. And then we'll do the same with this front one here. So once those are threaded out, we can just go ahead and slide this off. So now that we've got everything out, we can just go ahead and slide this cap system right off. So now that we have this off, we can just go ahead and set it to the side. So now that we have the hat system removed, you can see that we have these little notches here all throughout our bar. So this is for our flat system. So I have one of the flat arms here. So it will just slot in. As you can see, it's slotted here to fit inside of there. So we'll go ahead and get that slotted in. So this would be our widest setting here. And as you can see, that would be threaded right through there. So we do have multiple settings here, so you can adjust for different sized hoops. We'll just go ahead and use this outermost one here for our video. So now that we've gotten our arm here connected, we're just going to use two little screws, and these screws I'll go ahead and show you here. So these screws are already set in here. On your flat arms themselves. I've already removed them on this arm here. So these screws are going to be Allens. So I have my Allen wrench here, and we'll just go ahead. I'll start both of these screws here by just hand threading them in. So we can go ahead and get those started on both sides here. And then we can go ahead and just tighten these down until they get nice and snug. So with these flat arms, you do want to make sure that they are nice and tight. So I'll get them snug here, and then we'll go ahead and get them nice and tight as well. So you don't want to over tighten these. You just want to make sure that they're not going to move or slide around while you have your hoops mounted in here. So now we'll do the same thing on the other side. So for the other side here, it's going to be the same exact orientation. So we're just going to match this up on the outermost screw holes here. And we'll do the same thing. I'm just going to get these started by hand. And we'll get these nice and tight as well. So this side's a little bit more tricky because you have the control panel here. However, this does move, so you can swivel it back and forth to get your Allen key back here. And on this side as well, we'll go ahead and get these nice and tight. And now that we have that nice and snug there, we are good to mount our flat hoops. So now that we have our flat arms mounted on the machine, we can go ahead and take our hoop here and we'll just slide this in. So you'll just line it up with your arms here. And just like that, you've hooped your machine.